Hello everyone, and welcome back to Scary Story. Tonight I have a tale for you that will make you think twice about taking a shortcut through the morning mist. It's called Whisper in the Fog, and it follows a young man named Leo who learned that some things are best left unheard. So turn down the lights, get comfortable, and let's begin. The alarm clock's scream tore Leo from a dream he couldn't remember. 6:00 a.m. The sky outside his window was a dull, uniform grey. A thick, heavy fog had rolled in overnight, swallowing the familiar shapes of his neighborhood. He groaned. He had an early meeting across town, and this fog was going to make the drive a nightmare. As he sipped his coffee, staring into the milky abyss outside, a memory surfaced. His grandmother used to say fog was a curtain between worlds, a place where echoes of the past could break through. He'd always dismissed it as old folklore. By the time he was in his car, the fog had grown even denser. His headlights barely cut through the wall of white just a few feet ahead. The usual route was a winding coastal road, beautiful on a clear day, but treacherous in this. He hesitated at the intersection. To his left was the main highway. Longer, but probably safer. To his right was an old, disused road that cut straight through Blackwood Forest. It was notoriously poorly maintained, and locals avoided it, but it would shave a good 20 minutes off his drive. Against his better judgment, the ticking clock won. He turned right into the woods. The moment his car entered the tree line, the world changed. The fog here was different. It clung to the ancient trees like a shroud, muffling all sound. The silence was absolute, broken only by the low hum of his engine and the crunch of gravel under his tires. It was unnerving. The road was narrower than he remembered, with gnarled branches reaching out like skeletal fingers. He slowed down, his knuckles white on the steering wheel. The air grew colder, and a strange, heavy feeling settled in his chest. It felt like the forest was watching him, holding its breath. That's when he first heard it. A whisper. It was faint, almost lost in the engine's drone. He turned down the radio, straining to listen. There it was again, a soft, sibilant sound like leaves skittering across pavement. But there was no wind. He rolled down his window just a crack. The whisper was clearer now, seeming to come from the fog itself. It was a single word, repeated over and over. Lost. Leo's heart began to pound. He told himself it was just the wind, the tires, his mind playing tricks on him in this creepy place. He sped up a little, wanting to get out of the forest as quickly as possible, but the whisper grew louder, more insistent. Lost, lost. It wasn't just one voice anymore. It sounded like dozens, maybe hundreds, all whispering the same word in a chilling chorus that swirled around his car. A cold sweat broke out on his forehead. This was not the wind. He fumbled to roll his window back up, but the handle jammed. The whispers flooded the car, chilling him to the bone. Lost. So lost. He slammed his foot on the accelerator. The car lurched forward, skidding on the damp road. The whispers became frantic, desperate. Help. Us. Lost. They weren't just outside anymore. They felt like they were right beside him, in the passenger seat, in the back. He risked a glance in the rearview mirror and his blood ran cold. For a split second he saw them. Pale, translucent faces. Their mouths open in silent screams, their eyes hollow pits of despair. They were packed into his back seat, their ghostly forms overlapping, all staring at him. He screamed, wrenching his eyes back to the road. The car swerved violently. The whispers turned into a cacophony of sorrow and pleading. Don't leave us. Lost. Forever lost. He could feel their icy touch on his neck, their cold breath on his cheek. Panic seized him. He saw a faint break in the trees ahead. A patch of grey that was slightly less dense, the edge of the forest. He floored the gas pedal, the engine roaring in protest. The ghostly faces in the mirror contorted in anguish as he raced toward the light. With a final, jarring bump, his car burst out of the woods and back onto a recognizable road. The fog was still there, but it was just normal fog now. The oppressive silence was gone, replaced by the distant sound of traffic. He slammed on the brakes, his chest heaving, his body trembling uncontrollably. He looked in the rearview mirror. The back seat was empty. The whispers were gone. He sat there for a long time, the engine idling, his mind struggling to process what had just happened. When he finally got to his meeting, he was an hour late. His boss took one look at his pale face and shaking hands and sent him home. He drove the long way, avoiding any road that even looked like it went near a forest. For weeks, Leo couldn't sleep. Every time he closed his eyes, he saw the faces in the fog. Every time the wind blew, he heard faint whispers on its edge. He never took the shortcut through Blackwood Forest again. He learned a valuable lesson that day. Some whispers are echoes of real sorrow, and some shortcuts lead to places you were never meant to go. The fog, he now knew, wasn't just a curtain between worlds. Sometimes it's a prison for those who are lost, and they are always looking for a way out. Thank you for listening to Whisper in the Fog. I hope it sent a little shiver down your spine. If you enjoyed this story, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to Scary Story for more chilling tales every week. What do you think the whispers were? Let me know your theories in the comments below. Stay safe out there, and remember, always stick to the main road. Until next time.